combat music still on.
I'm going to bonus action shift into my Nature's Wrath then.
Okay.
So that just seems like a smart option right now. And yeah, I guess I'm just going to walk towards the fire so that I'm nice and visible.
Okay.
And take the dodge action.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Perfect, because something happens at the top of the turn order, which is right after Kruark's turn. So right before Vren gets to go and Luna gets to go, several tents open.
Sure.
And orcs stride out, but the main one that I'm going to draw your attention to is up here.
Mm-hmm.
Because as just a regular orc flings open the tent, you speak Orcish, Kruark. Yep. It looks back into the tent at someone else and says the words, "Release the Tanaruk," and then lets the tent just drape closed again.
Excuse me. Hi. What's a Tanaruk?
Oh, you're gonna find out.
So, that is what he does, and then just disappears back into that tent. While he's disappearing into that tent, I need to figure.
Yeah, I'll quickly be right back while you're doing that.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to move a couple of orcs as they appear from tents onto the layer. There's not too many of them. There's only about 3 or 4 right now. So orcs are striding out of tents. All of them seem to be armed with axes. That said, the perimeter guards are a couple of rounds out, but they are sprinting back towards camp because not just one of these orcs, all of them, as they get out of their tents, do like a collective war cry bellow, and then you hear from the perimeter a war cry bellow response. So there's a call and response of everyone knows it's going down in camp right now.
Fuck.
That's not good.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 orcs? And the one in the tent?
Yeah, the one in the tent is not going on the initiative order right now, because what's going to happen... I have no idea who just... Okay. Because what's going to happen is that one in the tent is going to go at the top of the initiative order again. So, that order was given, he disappeared back into the tent, and then when the top of the round comes back, the just between Kruark and Vren, that's when more things are going to happen. Because that's the way top of the round works. So right now it's Vren's turn. Vren jumps off the cart.
He has no spell slot.
He has no spell slots. Do you guys want the Guard Drake in this combat, or do you want the Guard Drake to stay with the cart?
I mean, personally, I feel like we need the actions.
I feel like we need the actions. Yeah, I think Krog's going to call it when it's their turn again.
Okay, is that group consensus?
Yeah, let's kill the Guard Drake. I like that idea.
I will protect the Guard Drake.
I don't want it to die.
Luna was probably going to tell it to guard the cart, but...
No, if Luna tells it to guard the cart, then that's...
Yeah, I was going to say, it's Luna's go next, but I will roll initiative for it, and then you guys can just direct it as and when.
I just roleplay, I don't plan.
Fair enough.
We don't either.
I just plan, I don't roleplay.
Vren is going to get off the cart. He immediately sees an orc striding out of his tent. And he is going to look at his cantrips. Okay, no, that's fucking... Alright. He's just going to firebolt it. We're just going to go for the old, reliable. Vren shoots out a firebolt at the orc that he sees and just one-shot roasts it.
Yep. King shit.
So this orc, like in the middle of its war cry, Vren aims, 2 fingers outstretched, golden light kind of channels down his arm, like revealing scales for a short moment, like that streak of fire goes out, hits the orc in the mouth while it's yelling, and just melts a lot of the inside of its mouth. Its eyes just roll back, like sizzling, and it just drops. And that will be Vren's turn, leading us on to Luna.
I fly over to the guard's rig and in Draconic, I say, guard, and point at the cart and the horse. And then about here.
Okay.
Like I checked that Owl was over there. It seemed like they're kind of like fine, a shrug. So I'm gonna fly over here and help Kruak, and I'm going to aim a mind attack at this guy.
Mind Silver, okay. So he rolls an intelligence save.
Sliver.
Is it Sliver? I keep reading it as Silver.
Yeah, it's slower.
Okay, Sliver.
Yeah,
And we know orcs are notoriously good at intelligence saves, and in a weird twist of fate, he fails anyway, so he takes that 3 damage.
And minus D4 from his next saving throw.
Okay, so this orc is just like bleeding from his nose and looking befuddled. Let's put a lunar blue dot on him.
That's my turn.
Okay. So that leads us on to... That is in fact a dead orc, so no turn there. Then we've got our confused orc, who is regarding John as a friendly acquaintance, but can't understand a word John is saying. Al rushed up, so he is going to turn his axe on Al immediately. That is a 16 to hit.
Yep.
For 9 slashing damage. So he brings his axe to bear just down on you, Al, and bam.
Remember, Al, you should probably only take half from that if you.
I did. I already
Good.
subtracted.
Smart man.
Okay, that's his turn. Next orc was dead before he really got to act, thanks to Vren. And John, it's your turn.
Okay. I don't know really what to do here because he's not listening to me because we don't speak the same fucking language. So I'm just gonna be like, well, he likes me, Al. Firebolt.
Fuck out.
This orc here.
Okay, so you turn and shoot that guy. I'm not going to give you disadvantage because he is not threatening you. So that is the straight 20. You hit him for 5 damage. You
And I'm gonna
blame him, but he powers through, looking very angry about it.
Yeah. I don't want to move up there. I'm gonna move behind this rock.
Okay.
What was that?
You had like you moved up, then back down. You're like, I had movement. I have to use it.
I moved up, decided it was a bad idea, and then we're like, we're just gonna hide out behind this.
Yeah,
rock.
he reconsidered.
Yeah, that's very John of you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so is that your turn, John?
Yeah. Unless
Perfect.
cowering is a free action.
Yeah, cowering is absolutely a free action for John. You have expertise in cowering. So this orc steps out of its tent, bellows, moves straight to Kruak, and is going axe first.
Cool. Bear in mind he has disadvantage.
Doesn't matter. Nat 1 immediately. So he swings wildly at you, Kruak, but it is so telegraphed that like you just lean your head back and whoomph, like where your head would have been, but so like with so much momentum that he actually off balances himself for a moment and staggers, and has to like right himself. But that is his turn. We move on to the...
I remembered something if I had something left on my turn. Just
What
to
was
call
that?
out to the knight and remind him about the manacled dragonborn in the tent.
Yep, that is still a thing. The guard drake is guarding the cart and horse, but nothing is threatening the horse right now. That said, he is still gonna get uncomfortably close to the horse, which, as you guys know from previous interaction, unsettles the horse immediately.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what he's doing. This orc sees an opportunity. He's been firebolted by John, but he sees an opportunity. Rushes up to surround Kroark. Goes for that axe swing. Does this guy have disadvantage as well for any reason, or is this
Yeah.
what?
I took the dodge action, so every attack against me has disadvantage until the start of my next turn.
Right, so that brings it from a 24 down to a 17, which I believe is 1 below your armor class.
It is indeed.
Yeah, so for this guy, you turn around and like he's bringing the axe down. You manage to get a forearm up to hit the haft of the axe before he can bring the blade down, but that would have absolutely hit you if you hadn't been a bit quicker. And then it is Al's turn.
Cool. I will beat the shit out of this orc. So Moxie point, bonus action, 3 attacks.
Yep, make me a beat the shit roll.
Woohoo!
Okay, that is a 24, a 22, and a 26. All of those hit. And in fact, because I'm not going to let you waste it, before the nat 20, those first 2 attacks connect and kill him.
Cool. So I'll fuck. This is so far. I don't think I can. Oh, yeah.
So you have 30 feet of movement and another attack that you could lay on a creature, and you've already rolled it as a nat 20, so I will let that stand.
I'm out the range. I can't.
Oh, that's such a painful loss for you.
You could hit the guard drake.
Good point.
You could punch John.
No!
I have a question. Did John
You can
shout out
parkour over
loud?
the tent.
No, I can't. There's no way in how you can parkour over a tent.
Right, okay, there is a hole in the tent though.
Yeah,
Oh,
but did John yell out loud about the fucking dragonborn in there?
Yeah, I yelled to the night because
Yeah.
Can I crit his fucking chains and try and break them?
You want to punch the Dragonborn's chains.
Yeah, dude, listen. I have 6 intelligence in the dream.
I mean, yeah, good point.
You can absolutely run in there and punch the manacles. This is already a nat 20, but make me a athletics check.
Ooh. So I'll just barge in there, look around for the dragonborn. Once I notice him, I go like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, as you get in there, you are directly next to him.
Oh, hi, and there you go.
21. All right, good enough. So you punch the chains, you like crack them, which is a feat of strength in itself, and then just dig your fingers into the cracks and tear them apart. And like this dragonborn was looking nonplussed, like, oh my god, this group of idiots. And then you rush in and just physically tear steel off him. And he is standing there looking at his free hands. And all he can do is look up at you and in common say, "What?" Like in complete disbelief.
No time to explain. There's something called a Tenor coming. It sounds scary.
Oh,
And
that
Where
reminds me.
is my rapier? And that's the end of that interaction. So we're on to the knight.
Okay. I'm gonna relieve some of the burden on Kurok. And I'm gonna shoot. Can I hit this guy through Kurok, or do I have to?
He would have half, 3/4 cover, I would say. So there would be a +2 to his AC, but you could absolutely
fine.
try.
I absolutely ignore that, so that's fine.
Oh, okay, yeah, you've got the sharpshooter thing, so yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna crossbow him and I'll sharpshooter him because fuck you, and I'll use my bonus action to steady aim.
Okay.
So with advantage. Fuck me.
So that is a 13. So you take it from a 12 to a 13, which is in fact the orcish AC.
Yeah.
So that is a hit.
It's 25.
Yeah. So not the guy behind you, Kroark, but the guy in front of you just takes a crossbow bolt straight to the dome and is turned into an impromptu unicorn as he ragdolls to the ground.
That's the guy that ran up
lifeless.
and with his really telegraph swing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So right, as Croc dips his head, That's when I just put an arrow in his
Their
throat.
head.
Their head, sorry. That's when I put just an arrow in the orc's throat.
Okay.
Krog just sort of like leans back gently, an arrow just darts by and buries in this guy's throat.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
That's me. I can't move, so that's me.
Perfect.
I will shout to John. Yeah, I'll get on it in regards to the dude in the tent.
Right. So that's your turn. We're on to the guy who has his saving throws reduced. He is looking at this situation. He is gonna. We're just gonna move this guy one to the side, but he's gonna kick the dead body of this orc out the way and come
Yeah.
in at you, Croak. He's bleeding from the nose and just looks a bit crazed because of it.
Yeah, still has disadvantage.
He rolls a 16 and a 16.
Both best.
Perfect. Right. Well, this is another one where he's not actually getting through your armor. So he makes contact with you, but doesn't actually penetrate your armor. So just a whack into the wood, and like the wood is strong enough that it repels it.
Yeah.
That is round to you, Croak.
Cool. Croak is going to look at the one to their right, like this one here, and then Orcish just say, like now that the other one has died, just say, "I can summon arrows." And while he's presumably a tad confused, Croak's just going to try and uppercut him in the face.
Yep. Roll me for confusion uppercut.
14.
14 is good enough. I've mentioned their AC is 13, so that hits.
9.
For 9. All right. And the confusion uppercut is enough to like ring his bell, but not enough to take him off his feet. Like his head snaps back, you connect right with the chin, and you're hoping he just drops, but like one of his legs goes back and he like plants a foot, lowers his chin again, grits his teeth. You can see like broken teeth in his jaw and he's bleeding, but he's just standing and raging at you.
Yeah, checks out.
Okay, so is that your turn?
Yeah, I can't see Al anymore, so
You can indeed not, but you are close enough that you heard a dragon like born voice in common say, "What?"
yeah. So I'm just gonna hope that Al isn't insulting him, which seems to be like Al's like go-to. And yeah, like that's all I can do, unfortunately.
Yep. Oh, actually, there was also a "Where is my rapier?"
Yeah, I mean, I don't see a rapier, so.
Right. So.
Yeah, bonus action cast resistance on myself.
Perfect. Does that end your turn then?
Yeah.
Wonderful. That is top of the round. Now, top of the round, a couple of things are going to happen that are not necessarily in initiative. They are an event that's happening in the top of the round. So, the first thing that happens is an orc comes out of this tent at fucking sprint speed and goes 60 fucking feet. This does not look like an orc hefting his battle axe to get at Luna. This is an orc fucking cheesing it. He is just going out of there. And then we get a second one of that. Just fucking absolutely belting it away. He gets to about 55 feet. He's looking to leap between the tents.
I don't know what cheesing or belting it means. What does that
Running
mean?
the fuck away.
Running away as fast as they can.
So like they're scared.
It's like booking it.
Booking it, yeah. And then between the flaps of the tent steps out something that resembles an orc in part, but not fully. So a Tanaruk, a gigantic orc with partially red skin and bone barbs sticking out of its flesh in places, with two giant swooping horns, which looks like a crossbreed between a demon and an orc, because that's literally what it is. So a giant part demon, part orc starts rampaging out of this tent. And we're going to put him on the initiative order.
He's a normal
Along-
token size.
He is normal token size because he is still technically a medium creature, but he is broad and like scary looking.
Yeah, just at the upper limits of a medium creature.
Yeah. So similar to how a Goliath is a medium creature, even though they're a part giant, this guy is Goliath sized. So 8.5 feet tall.
Holy shit.
And that is the top of the turn order, which brings us to Vren, who can't really see past the horse. He's going to move here. He sees this fleeing orc. He's going to try and make quick work of him with another firebolt. As an 18. Yeah.
Oof,
So
nice.
he just scorches this orc to death immediately. And you know what? Considering he was having a panic attack earlier, he's just killed 2 orcs in 2 rounds, blows his 2 fingers, and gives himself a little still got it. And then it's Luna's turn.
He blows his fingers.
Yeah. Like someone blowing the smoke out the end of a gun.
Croc, what is that? Looking at the big thing.
Blaze, does Kurok's that incentive that Kurok got when they woke up just ring loud and clear when they see that thing?
Oh, fuck yeah.
I don't think Kurok answers. They are just staring through the fire at that thing.
And you are getting a vision of it through the fire, which,
Yeah.
if we can just take a moment to have like a over-the-shot shoulder cam of Kroark staring through the fire of this thing, there is nothing more demonic than seeing a Tanaruk through flames.
That'll
But
be in the
that's-
anime
I think
opening.
maybe seeing a demon prince through a flame would be, but yeah.
Okay.
Well,
In
Getting
this
a-
camp, certainly not.
Getting
Seeing
a
Al
response
trying
from
to be
him.
smart through a fire.
I've
no
lost
response from him.
I've lost line of sight of Al, so I'm just gonna yell, Al, are you okay?
If I'm done talking to the fucking Dragonborn, I'll be, yeah, I'm coming out in a second.
Yep.
Okay.
You
Thank
hear
you.
Al literally in the tent next to you.
He doesn't sound like he's hurt, so I'm gonna attack this guy. I'm gonna breathe some frost on him, maybe.
Okay. Unfortunately, I don't think 11
Nope.
does hit.
Nope. And
So-
that's my turn?
You breathe some frost, and he like leans back, and your frost kind of like goes past him and just wafts across the fire.
I meant to attack the fire. That's my plan all along.
Mhm.
That's my turn.
Okay. That brings us to no, that's a dead orc, so they can drop off the turn order.
They're all dead orcs.
Also a dead orc.
They just don't know it yet.
Okay, yeah, so that brings us round to John.
Okay, so if I stand up, can I see over these littler tents? Do I have line of sight?
No, because they are person-sized tents, so you're not going to be able to see the Tanaruk from there.
Okay. What if I hop up onto this little rock thing? Because I imagine that I heard a noise. And I'd like to see it from as safe an area as possible.
Yeah, the rock's not giving you enough purchase. You would
Okay.
need to move around the tents, and yeah,
I'll
to
move up
there,
here.
and then that you can see the Tanaruk. It's just like come out of the tent, hefting something that looks just like a mangled piece of metal rather than a weapon.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Right. We are going to firebolt. 16 to hit?
The demon?
I don't know. I don't know that. John hasn't taken the time to assess what this thing is. He's in orc mode.
Okay, cool.
Yep,
Underbolt.
that hits, so 7 damage. You do notice, however, this is using fire on a demon, so it's not as effective as it might be. Can everyone see the health bar on this guy?
Yep.
Yeah, and how little it moved.
Yeah, and how little it moved.
Oh,
So
did it actually
moved?
move?
yeah. I did move it. That's how much it moved. So you throw a fire bolt into the Tanaruk, it impacts with him, and it just bellows this malicious laugh out into the middle of the field.
Okay, not an orc. Would I actually recognize what it is? Would I know anything about it?
Make me again, this is a religion check.
Religion. Nope.
Oof.
This is an abomination. You have no idea what this is. It is terrifying.
Fuck yeah. So
John
that's
knows
action.
angels better.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's my whole turn. I don't have anything else.
Okay. The bad news here is the field is open. There is now a direct line between the Tanaruk and John, who's the only person that attacked him. Let's see.
Well, there goes John.
It's like a bishop in chess.
Bye, John.
And he does have the orcish feature aggressive, which means he can move 30 feet, and then as a bonus action, move an additional 30 feet towards something that he is aggressive to.
That's really funny. And the
Yay.
knight just sees a firebolt go that way, and then this huge fucking thing go
It
that
just storms the other way.
No.
It makes
16
okay.
attacks.
2 attacks.
Okay,
So the
that's
first
manageable.
thing it does to you is charge up to you, and it doesn't even try and swing its weapon at you. It comes in teeth first.
Yeah, no.
Okay, you put up shield, and then it follows up with a greatsword
Oh, that one makes it through.
for 11 slashing. So
Nice
it goes to
stack.
bite at you, you throw up a shield that holds it back, it reels back, smashes through the shield with a weapon, and impacts into your shoulder. This is
yeah.
the worst you've been hurt in a single hit so far.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, no, that's not good.
Okay. So that is his turn. The guard drake is here, and there is an orc running past the horse that it has been told to guard. So he is going to make a bite attack and a tail attack. That is an 11, which misses. But then he does hit with a tail attack. So as this orc is running past, he snaps out at him but misses, swings his tail, and just this guy eats shit. He does
What
like
up,
6
boy?
damage as he sweeps this orc's legs, and this orc's just face hits the dirt. And then it's Al's turn.
So this is like the entrance to the tent.
Yep.
I'm assuming I saw the Tanaruk when it
You
just grabbed
didn't
that.
even need to see it. You heard it.
Cool.
It moves thunderously.
So
There's-
well,
2.
I was pointing, but I had it showed Tony
Okay.
showed to the DM.
Yeah, okay.
So I'll just hear it walk past and be like, yeah, this is gonna hurt. I'll look at the Dragonborn and be like, listen, I don't have time to talk. I'll pick up the chains from the manacle I just broke, wrap it around my fists. I know it does nothing, but for the aesthetic, because I need bigger fists right now, and I'll walk right out.
Bigger enemy, bigger fists.
Yep. So
You know what? Still cool points. Respect.
This is flanking, right?
Yep, that's totally flanking.
Inspiration.
Let's.
Yeah, you know what? Absolutely. Inspiration for that.
Sure. Thanks. Let's hope I
First
use
inspiration
it
of the
before I
game.
die.
First inspiration of the game.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but in my rules, inspiration is rewarded by other players for cool moments. So Luna mentioned that should get inspiration, so it does.
Oh.
So,
Don't tell them that, then they're just going to award it for nothing.
No, it has to be a cool moment. I have to sign off on it.
Beat the fuck out of the.
Yeah,
things.
go for it.
Moxie point, 3 attacks. At advantage?
Absolutely at advantage. So
Ah,
22,
well.
a 21, and a 12. The 22 and 21 definitely hit. The 12 does not.
Sure. So 19 bludgeoning damage, which I'm sure it's going to be resistant to.
Let's see. Mr. Tanaruk, are you resistant to bludgeoning damage?
I hope not.
It's a demon. All demons are resistant to fucking bludgeoning damage.
Okay, so you slam into his flesh. You're not feeling any kind of like magical resistance, especially attacking with these chains. You are hitting flesh. He's incredibly tough. Like there's a lot of flesh to bash through, but you've definitely bruised him in the places that you hit him.
Right. So now that I have its attention, I will shout to Jean, "Get the fuck out of here!" and just start waving my fists wildly at the fucking demon and take a step back.
What?
Okay.
Mhm.
So before you do that, because this actually isn't going to affect anything, but before you do that, to let you know when it happens, when you hit the Tanaruk, it has an ability where it immediately, on a reaction, makes a greatsword attack at you.
That's its reaction.
That's its reaction. So it does that when you hit it. So,
Right, so-
now when you step back, there is going to be no opportunity attack because it does it on a melee
So
hit.
what happens is I jump back to get rid of the fucking attack, get out of range, and I go back in.
Okay, well, fair enough.
Weaving
but
in and out.
Yeah, weaving in and out like a boxer, absolutely.
And that's my turn.
Okay, that leads us on to an orc, still with AN hit point next to Kroark.
Don't rub it on.
Just, is your dodge action still active?
No, it faded when I attacked.
Right. Then, because it's flanking with the other orc, this is a nat 20 for
God.
Oh,
22
okay.
slashing damage.
It
Oh
begins.
lordy, oh lordy.
It begins.
I'm going to kick you in the head.
No, it's just racist. It's because you're green. I'm telling you.
The orcs are green though.
No,
They're
they're gray.
I think Dan is a little bit sick of receiving nat 20s. I can screenshot you the roll. I know I've been rolling it behind a screen, but
Oh no, I believe you.
You should
I'm not-
screenshot it and then pin it in the Discord.
I
Yeah.
will kick Sleepy in the head.
you know what?
Yeah,
get
we need to
Sleepy kicked in the
immortalize.
head, I
No,
will
it's okay.
absolutely do that.
I'll do that for free. I don't need a.
At the end of the campaign, we need to save all these moments and immortalize every time Kroak got crit.
That's like 7 crits already.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, so
We gotta go backwards and get all those.
22 damage. Oh god.
leads us on to the night.
Man, so I guess first things first. I don't know what to do. So second things first.
That circles can take 43 opportunity attacks for no reason. It worked last time.
You know, I thought you were gonna have a genius brain move, Al, and like move out the way so that I could get in and get on the flanking game.
Fuck you.
But
He's
I
gonna
would
hit
have
John.
been the worst timeline. So
Al didn't even know you were there.
Yeah, I literally didn't like. As
Yeah,
a
you're
player,
too stealthy.
okay. That's true. All right. Well, either way, I'm drawing Worm Razor and the Black Blood Blade, and I'm gonna go 1-2.
Okay. Are these not rapiers?
Yes, I have the Wielder feat.
Okay. Then that is a 12 and a 24.
Do
Worm Razor lets you down again. The Black Blood Blade, however, strikes true.
Oh, good old BBB. For
69.
69 damage.
it's actually 50.
You mean 15?
Yeah.
For those
I
of us
like
that do
69
math and
better.
don't just read 9 and 6 and somehow come up with 69
It's not
instead
even
of
69,
96.
It's 26.
Hey,
Worth
Dream said
it.
it. I just rolled with it, okay?
Right, we'll
Mhm.
take the 96,
Yeah.
Mr. DM.
Oh, okay.
No, we won't. Because if so, I just took 1,012 damage.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
So
That's
go fuck
fine.
in
yourselves.
like the 5-6 sessions, you probably
still
have
standing.
taken that much.
Anyway, is that your turn, Knight?
Yes.
Perfect. So we've got another orc attacking Kroark with a great axe. After the mighty hit of his 1 hit point companion, this guy is following up for a 20 to hit for 10
Yeah.
slashing. As these guys are just akin to a couple of flannel-shirted lumberjacks standing next to a crackling bonfire, chopping wood to throw into the fire.
Well, we did think they were a tree, so.
Oh, I get it.
Alright, that moves us on to the orc that ate shit. He is going to use half of his movement to stand, and then prompt an opportunity attack from the guard drake to keep running, because he is fully just done with the idea of releasing the Tanaruk. So the guard drake's going to try and bite him. And
Get
not
him!
only does he bite him, he fucking kills him. The guard drake just bites down on the back of this guy's neck as he's trying to stand up, shakes, and there's a snap and a crunch, and the orc just falls limp.
Ow! Ow, did you see that? See, he's such a good boy!
I'm the busy right now!
Oh, you are getting to eat all of these orc corpses.
I know for a fact that is not the first time Al has just yelled "kinda busy" right now, and it's sort of becoming his catchphrase.
Say the line, Al.
I mean, like, I'm fighting a demon. What do you want, bro?
What do you mean?
Anyway, it's Krok's turn.
So, Kraka's going to step here.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kraka's going to look at these two.
Yep.
And slam their hands together.
Perfect.
You're
Second
clapping?
level.
Oh.
Is this half damage if they...
Half damage if they manage to succeed on the con save.
He just
Okay,
wanted
well-
to make sure that that guy died.
Missed a hit point doesn't make it,
Yeah.
shockingly. I don't even give him a roll. The other guy, it's a 14, so he makes a 14 by rolling 14. However, he's got that thing on him that Luna put on that is a D4 from his next roll, right?
I
Yeah.
think that was from the previous round, though.
Does
It only lasts until the beginning of my next turn.
Ah, okay.
So it should be
Until
gone.
the end of
sorry.
your next turn.
Yeah. And I think I already
Damn.
took that turn.
Then he makes the save
Sorry.
and he manages to power through. So that's 11 damage reduced to 5?
It's 12 reduced to 6.
Is it 12 reduced to 6? Okay.
Yeah.
5 plus 3 is 12.
Yes.
So he takes 6 damage and manages to just hold his ground and not get shoved back into the fire. His friend, however, super dead.
That's doubly deeply fucking infuriating.
We should have the D4 because this is going to be Luna's second round of combat. And she cast Mind Sliver on the first round, right?
She cast
Yep.
Mind Sliver and then she cast Frost
Oh,
Breath.
yeah, my
Yeah.
bad, never mind. Wait, what the
Right.
fuck is Breath of Frost? Hello?
It's
I
Ray
think
of
it's
Frost.
Ray of Frost.
Okay.
It's Ray of Frost, except she breathes it for reasons.
Yeah.
Frost
themed.
sneeze.
Don't worry about it, Al.
Hashtag flavor.
Alright, is that Krok's turn?
Yeah.
Okay, so that leads us back to the top of the round where it's at this point that we're getting some of those orcs at the perimeter showing up. So we're
Oh,
gonna
there's
get
more.
Yep.
But
There-
wait,
there were the
there's
gu-
more.
The guys circling the camp.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah, it
actually,
seems that
hang on,
7
sorry.
was not an accurate number.
Blaze, sorry, hang on. I forgot, like, I can do a bit of healing as a bonus action, so I'm just going to do some of that.
You can indeed.
Since you decided to fucking crit me again.
I did.
Wasn't a decision?
That was definitely a decision I made, and not just random luck of the magic math orbs.
It was definitely a
Pretty
decision.
sure for like every crit that Croc has had, I've had a sneak attack crit. So like, you're
Oh,
doing
so-
bits in a way.
So you're gonna finish off the Tanaruk next round?
Yeah, I'll crit the Tanaruk. Watch.
Okay, that is top of the turn order. Leading us to Vren's turn. I feel like Vren is mostly playing keep away with the cart. So, as an orc has showed up over here, he is going to try and deal with that. So that's a firebolt towards him.
Oh,
28,
Okay.
which just annihilates him in one.
yeah, this guy has no spell slots, by the way. 30 damage around.
Again, the reason his damage is so high is because he is a dragon sorcerer and using fire spells. If there was anything resistant to fire magic around, like a Tanaruk, Vren would be basically useless against it.
Another reason why he's doing so much damage is because his base cantrip is 4d10.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly doesn't hurt.
Anyway, that's Vren's turn, so round to Luna.
Rock, are you okay?
Nope. That hurt.
Mhm. I'm gonna fly up and give Croc a tap as I fly by
Ah, it's
to
better.
here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Don't die.
Oh, I won't.
And that's all I can do. So I'll wait here.
Okie dokie. So that is on to Orc, who's running in's turn. He gets 30 feet of movement, and then his aggressive feat allows him to move an additional 30 as a bonus action, which gets him to here. So Grok, another Orc just running in, wild rage in his eyes. He is going to make a great axe swing at you, which is a 13 to hit.
Stop that one dead.
Perfect. All right, so no damage from that one. We move on to an Orc who I can't find. So he's the guy all the way to the north, who moves 30 feet, and then he can use aggressive to move another 30, ending up here, where he has a choice to either attack Al with advantage or take a swipe at Luna. So, being that he is an amazing tactician, he is going to attack Al with advantage. That is a 22 to hit.
Totally misses.
I doubt it. So Al takes 8 slashing damage, which I believe he reduces to 4.
Or, yep, that's the last of my fucking temp HP.
Plus one for the cheek.
And John, it is your turn.
Okay. Knowing what I know, we're going to cast Enlarge on Al. Say, "Oh, thanks for the rescue," and fuck off down this way behind the tent.
Okay. Al, I increased you to where you can still be in that space. So the Tanaruk, it hasn't come back round to his turn, has it?
It is not. No.
No. So he does not get a reaction to try and stop you.
Yeah. Thanks, Al. That was looking pretty hinky for a little bit there.
Kinky?
Hinky. Is that not a word?
Uh-oh.
I think it was hinky, and I don't have a great grasp of what that means, but I think it means bad.
Dishonest, suspect, or unreliable.
Yeah,
It was pretty kinky for a second.
I've never heard
It's
that
not a
before.
technical term, but it's definitely a term.
Okay, so is that your turn, John, or
That's gonna be it. Yeah.
no action?
Casting Enlarge Reduce was an action.
Yep.
Yes.
I'll take another one.
Instantly forgot you did that.
Take another one, sure. We're gonna.
You reduced Blaze's brain.
It didn't need any reduction, I'll be honest with you.
Technically, Al's brain is twice as big now.
I've been thinking about reducing the Tanaruk, but boy.
Yeah, Al's brain is
save.
twice as big, but Al's body is twice as big, and it takes the twice as big brain to run the twice as big body. All right, so
Sorry to
Drake.
interrupt, but I have a question because it's been the top of the turn and we might have forgot. Has the fucking Dragonborn done anything, or did I just waste the crit?
His legs are still manacled.
Oh,
He's trying to get the manacles off his legs.
I forgot he had 2 sets of manacles. God
I'm
damn it.
sorry, my friend. I did explain this at the time. If you forgot,
You
Al
should have
does have
his
6.
legs and broke them so we could have pulled them out.
Al does have 6 intelligence, so that tracks.
All right, so John, you just see the guard drake just snacking on orc neck. Like, he killed this guy, it's his kill, he's eaten it. And it's the first meat he's got in a hot second, so he's happy to be doing so.
I'm happy to see it.
Okay,
If
perfect.
a little uncomfortable, I will be changing my bunk location a little bit farther away from the guard drake from now on.
So, who here actually speaks Orcish? Is it just Kroark?
I think so.
Pretty much.
Okay, and let's see. I'm just going to double check something. So, you hear in very broken Orcish, Kroark, a frankly demonic voice, so you get a good idea of what this is. Basically bellow out, "Do you think you're bigger than me?"
Fuck, I wish I understood that. Fuck, I wish I understood.
And then the Tanaruk goes absolutely fucking buck wild at Owl for daring to be a size larger. So he's coming in with a bite for a 22 to hit, and a greatsword for a 16 to hit.
Both hit. I need to see the damage.
Okay, so that's 6 piercing damage from the bite and 10 slashing from the greatsword.
Get rid of the 10. So all of my Moxie for whatever the fuck it's called, cross counter. And I roll a some d10 plus 8. So I need to roll 2 or higher.
Yep, roll me a 2 or higher.
He's a little ankle biter.
No!
Oh.
No! Come on! Wait,
You-
wait, I have a question. So
Uh-huh.
I got the inspiration a second ago, right? Can I use it to reroll this d10?
Inspiration is for D20 rolls, my
God
friend,
damn it.
not a D10.
I'm
I am afraid.
downgrading.
So you manage to absorb 9 of the 10 damage, but you take 7 total slashing damage.
7. Well, the one is reduced to 0, so I don't take 10.
Hold on a
Right.
minute. All right, hold on.
Oh wait, yeah, I have resistance, so this does reduce it, right?
If
Because
you
I-
reduce the damage to 0, you can make an unarmed strike. So technically, that's enough because you take
okay,
1 point of damage, which is 0.
and as part of this reaction, I get to hit it back, so I duck, use my inspiration for advantage, and fucking weave. I hope it hits.
Okay, 15 does hit.
So yeah, fuck shit at me again, bitch. And then I take 3 damage.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so you deal 7 damage back to him. That was wild. Okay.
And you can, just in case you forgot, he has his reaction back if you want to hit me with that.
Yes, I was going to say, and this is the weird thing. You hit him with a reaction, which triggers his reaction to hit you with his reaction.
Cool.
So just
On his turn.
yeah, a
God.
flurry of fucking bullshit happening on the Tanaruk's turn.
Dragon Ball Z over
so
here.
yep,
Wait till I have
another
haste.
great sword attack for further 7 slashing,
Okay, so that's 3 more.
and that is the Tanaruk's turn. This orc is deceased, and Al, then it's round to you.
Okay, so sadly I'm out of Moxie points, so it's just gonna be action bonus action attack, so 2.
Okay.
Yeah. This is not at advantage, so 13 and 24.
13 does not hit.
Sure. So
So
12
the
damage.
24 does. So 12 damage. Okay. So you are beating this Tanaruk down, but it is not giving up. Like that, the more you beat it down, the angrier it gets, and the more it seems to want to kill you.
Well, the more it seems to want to kill me, the angrier I get, and the more I beat it down. Fuck the standard.
Luna, you are noticing Al and this Tanaruk just matching energies in a way that makes you question whether Al is a pure human or not.
It's just standard owl.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that is Al's turn. So we're on to the knight.
Okay, I move here, and I'm gonna stab it with. We'll do worm razor. Nice.
Okay, 24 absolutely hits.
For 89 damage.
Or 17 for those of us that can do math.
8 and 9.
And then I'm gonna scoot over here, and I'm
Okay.
gonna pull the dagger. I'm gonna sheath the black blade. I'm gonna pull the dagger out of this orc skull.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna lob it back at him.
Okay, just don't roll in that one.
Ow.
You know me.
Listen. Okay.
15.
15 does hit.
Ooh, very nice. Ignore the sneak, so 13
Jeez.
damage.
Is it dead?
Man, we are fucking this
So
thing up.
13 further damage. Yeah, it is not dead.
Yeah, it almost cleaved me in half in one attack, but now it's getting its comeuppance.
Yeah, so the dagger buries into its spine, and you see it like twitching, but like it brings its hands together, grasps the greatsword, and bellows. It is refusing to die despite what is happening to its flesh.
And then I guess I look into the tent, and I see the Dragonborn in there, and I give him a look that says, "You know, this has kind of gone a bit wrong, but it's okay. We've kind of pulled it back. We're good."
Oh, you can communicate a lot in a look.
He
Jesus.
stares at you blankly and is for a second time, what?
Like everybody else in this party, the Dragonborn is not proficient in weird the night look.
Which is thieves' can, because
Yeah, it seems
it's thieves' can. Like being realistic, what the knight is doing is speaking to someone in thieves' can that doesn't speak thieves' can.
And then I'm
I
gonna
like
push
think
there,
it's
I guess.
all in the eyebrows.
I mean, I'm wearing a mask. So
Yeah, I
it
was gonna
doesn't
say
try-
here's a mask.
Mhm.
We are totally professional, we
It's all
promise.
in the cheekbones.
Which is why it doesn't get across, because I just realized the Dragonborn does in fact speak thieves' can.
That's me.
Okay, so that's the knight's turn, leading us on to an orc that rushes up,
Yeah, this
axe
is
drawn, getting advantage on Al.
actually this is good. No. I like this. Sure.
You like this?
Yeah,
This
no,
is
hit me.
bad.
No, it's
Okay.
just
Does a 13 hit you?
can it fuck it's can I choose to take that hit?
Yeah, if you want to choose to take that hit, yeah, go
I
for it.
will take that hit even though it shouldn't hit me.
Okay, you take 14 slashing damage.
Sure. So as a reaction to that, first of all, what's half of 14? 7? Sure. So
Okay.
I gain all of my moxie points back and gain 8 temporary hit points.
Okay.
So I took technically 1 damage and got all of my resources back.
And now
Yeah,
you're half dead.
No. I literally gained a hit point. Not lost. Trust me.
We can't see it, but he
Not what
did
the little
just get
bar
a
is saying.
temporary. Yeah, it's because it's temporary.
10 HP.
Okay, so that's that orc's turn, leading us round to one of the ones trying to kill Kroark, and they've kind of got the score of what to do to you. So it circles around behind you to try and hack you down with advantage, help with its friend, rolls a 7 and a 10, that even if it did hit was only 4 slashing damage, which is just fucking pitiful in every respect. So you feel this guy like thunk his axe against your back, except that he's like holding the axe the wrong way round. So the blunt end of the axe head thuds against your back, and then you hear like an orcish, huh?
Yeah.
He just makes an absolute idiot maneuver. That orc is literally being eaten, so he can go off the turn order, and then it's Kroark's turn.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do it again.
The step back and clap.
Yeah.
Give him the clap.
Sleepy.
Oh, you've got to be fucking me.
Oof.
I am not, but that is 3 threes for a 9. So 2 Constitution saves. Con save 1 is absolutely a success. Con save 2 also a success. So they take 4 damage. So that's 4 each. They both manage to hold their ground. Orcs are particularly good at this kind of saving throw. They're just durable fellows. So this is their wheelhouse, so to speak.
Yeah, I'm not exactly like overflowing with options though.
Fair enough. Is that your turn?
Yeah, I'll bonus action resistance.
Fair. Okay. And then it's round to Vren, who. No, I don't want to drag Sleepy. Vren is going to move over here, right near John. He is going to look, see that you are fighting two orcs, and that one of them is more wounded than the other. He aims at the least wounded guy, and rolls a 13. Is that still a hit? That is
Yeah.
indeed a hit, which is a 2. So he only misses on a nat 1. Does 21 fire damage and erases this orc from existence, leaving you with the guy with a couple of hit points.
I
So
wonder if I can handle it.
the firebolt just streaks out, strikes this guy in the chest, and like you see it like drill into him, and like you see the rib cage after the attack kind of fades away, because he's just scorched the armor away and a layer of flesh on the surface of the orc, and the orc just crumples to the ground, wheezing and dead. And then it is Luna's turn.
I fly up and whack Al.
Ow!
You better not
Holy-
die.
That's 15 hit. Holy shit! Okay.
Now, you are whacked and feel way better, as Luna seems to be a Way of Tranquility monk or something, as she punches you healthier.
Yeah, so I'll just grin down at the fucking Tanaruk.
Who really thought it had you on your last legs because it can't see temporary hit points until Luna came up and healed you. It's not looking afraid, it's just looking angry at Luna now.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I moved to like here.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I can move to here.
You can indeed.
Just like a whiz around this orc's head.
Mm-hmm.
That's my turn.
His eyes cross as he tries to follow you. Let's see. That is now Corpse Orc. For some reason, I am finding that Roll20 just doesn't want to drop things off the turn order. This Orc is going to make an advantage Great Axe attack at Al. He rolls an 8 and a 7. Just can't, for the life of him, make contact with you. John, it is your turn.
Okay. I can't actually see the Tanaruk's hit bar because Al's portrait is in the way. How's that looking?
I got it.
Oh,
Okay.
no, buddy.
There
Oh,
we
he
go.
almost cleaved me in half.
Okay, fair enough.
We're gonna fucking second level magic missile this bitch.
And it's done.
Nice.
Beach.
Okay.
Damn.
Jesus, it's already dead. Calm down.
15.
Did you get him?
Are you winning,
Yeah,
son?
you definitely got him. A first level magic missile would have done the job, but the second level definitely makes sure. So you fire out like 4 little glowing orbs. What do John's magic missiles actually look like?
Okay, so John's magic missiles, trying to keep with the owl theme, actually come out looking like little owl feather quills,
Aw.
and they come out as they wrap around, like from his half severed arm as he reaches out, as his arm's falling off where he was almost cleaved in half by this fucking Tanaruk. The missiles twirl through the air like owl feathers, and then implant 2 to the back of the head, poking out of the eyes, and then 2 to the chest.
Okay.
And John feels good.
So, Al, you were fighting this Tanaruk. It had just slashed at you a moment ago, and then you see like 2 sharp objects appear through its eyes, and then through its chest, and then fade from existence, but the wounds don't, and it crumples to the ground, deceased.
I'll look over at John and frown, but then give him a nod. And turn my attention to the other orcs.
Give a shaky thumbs up as you turn back around, and then move back to behind the tent.
Okay. That your turn then, John?
Yes, indeed.
Alright, that leads us to the Guard Drake, who is still... That orc is very near the horse. Krog, have you been, like, trying to get the Guard Drake attention at all, or are you just leaving it to chow down on the orc?
Krak is happy for it to chat on the orc, but if it wants to, like Krak is clearly in combat with this thing, so it's up to the Godric whether or not it sees Krak as
Needing protection.
Yeah, and the
Okay.
orc is, like you say, is getting close to the it's getting close to the horse. So I'll let you
Yeah. Okay.
chance it.
It doesn't really like that, so it will move up here and defend its party member and horse. The horse, by the way, when the Guardrake like skitters basically through its legs, rears up unhappily. It's not going to try and stomp the Guardrake, but it is not a happy looking horse. It is displaying all the body language of "fuck this shit, why did you bring me here?" And then the Guardrake is going to bite at the orc, and similar to the last one, this Guardrake just leaps up from ground level, wraps jaws entirely around the orc's neck, and bites down as hard as it can. The orc's eyes go wide, and the Guardrake just takes it down to the ground, shaking, until there's a crack, and the orc goes limp.
Oh, look at what a good boy he is!
Again, kind of busy.
Okay, so that does, in fact, take us to Al's turn, despite the fact I accidentally skipped it on the turn order. It is Al's turn.
So, I'm much bigger than these orcs.
Yes.
I'm also very strong. Can I puny cut this orc onto this orc?
Absolutely. Make me an athletics check that's opposed with that orc, and then an attack roll.
Cool. And because I'm big, athletics is advantage, right?
I believe that's the way it works.
Strength checks and saving throws, so yeah.
Okay, you roll a 27, he opposes with a 12, so you pick him up easily.
Right, and I'll just use him to beat the fuck out of the other orc.
Mm-hmm.
Moxie point for 3 attacks?
If you want to.
Oof.
I don't think it's an unarmed strike at this point, but sure.
Orc arm strike.
Yeah, that's enough. You take one orc and mash it into the other orc. By the time that you're done, both orcs are deceased. It is a horrific display of strength and violence.
Good job, Al.
I'll just spit at the Tanaruk and be like, okay, what did you want me to see?
The guard drake, it's been eating orcs.
Cool, that means it could probably eat us too sometime.
No, it's fighting for us.
Sure.
Okay, are there any living orcs on this map anymore, or is that the end of initiative? Because I think that is the end of initiative.
I mean,
I
you're
don't
the
see any more
DM.
living
I
orcs.
see a lot of red crosses.
I see
Yeah,
lots
so-
of crosses.
We will drop out of initiative there. The guard drake is eating the orc that it took down to the ground. Al is still big for the moment. The Tanaruk is lying deceased on the ground. And then there is a third what from the tent.
Oh,
From a
right.
very confused Dragonborn.
I'm
I
gonna
will-
put
Hey,
my hand on John's shoulder and I'm gonna say, "Good job, but why did you become invisible?
well, the orc was going to see you, so I
I
Made
could have
him
just
my
gone
friend.
into a tent."
didn't know if you saw him or not. And he was going to keep looking, right? Like their sentry.
I could have dealt with him. Well,
I will offer
let's
Luna
not
a high
dwell on
five.
it. We've won, so
Regardless, it worked out.
true.
Was John's battling consciousness?
I'm gonna enter tent and I'm gonna unmanacle his legs with my thief's tools.
Okay, a 13 is not going to do it. These are very sturdy
Ah.
manacles.
I'm gonna work on it then.
Hey,
Yeah.
Al,
Yeah, yes.
before you get small, come over here and break these.
I mean, I can pick the lock, but sure.
The manacle's not his legs.
Yeah, what
and
he said.
The Dragonborn looks very worried. It's like, I would really rather you don't.
I will rip the manacles apart and for a minute.
Sure, make me a strength check and try not to break this guy's legs. 17. Okay. 21. 21 is enough that you like twist and bend them. The Dragonborn is looking severely worried. You do it with just enough finesse that you twist them back and forth until they like pop and crack, and you're able to break one of them off without breaking this guy's legs.
I told you we're professionals.
Wait, we're professionals?
Yeah. We did real good.
And this Dragonborn is going to stand, and he's going to start searching the tent, just looking around, like searching under mostly like animal pelts that are stacked in there, and like a couple of like there's a great axe in there that he picks up and then just tosses aside, like nope, that's not for me, and keeps searching. He
We
appears to
should,
be looking around.
Yeah, we should search the place and then burn it.
Or we could live
Yeah.
here.
We could stay the night, maybe. Although those orcs on
We'd need
patrol
to.
that friend didn't find are gonna come back
Yeah.
eventually.
If we burn it, they won't have a place to recommune.
Then again, they seemed, as John's fighting for consciousness, he comes back to, he's like, they seem scared of that, and he points to the 10 root corpse. We could hang it outside the gate, and they probably won't bother us.
But
Or
it's
we could
dead.
just take its head and keep it with us, or if we do run into any on the road.
Maybe. I was more
Uh,
thinking for right now.
I don't think we can stay here. I think we best raise the place.
Okay. And John's gonna start stumbling around, looking through tents, looking for stuff. Just
Yeah.
looking like garbage.
I think it's a stuff-looking quest from now on.
Okay. Anyone that wants to look for stuff can make me an investigation check.
Oh, God.
So while they were doing that, Croc's gonna move the horse and carts like slightly away from the guard drake so the horse is less spooked.
Mhm.
Gonna give it a sort of soothing pat. Scratch the guard drake for a job well done. And then they're going to go and look in this tent here.
Okay.
The orc that stuck their head out, was he one of the ones that then ran away?
Yeah.
Okay.
He is
Well, they're-
now very deceased.
Well, they're
Leah?
investigating. I was gonna talk to the dragon.
The Dragonborn, yeah. He is searching through a tent. He is more than happy to have a conversation with you, however.
So, what are you in for?
In for.
Well, yeah, they had you as like a prisoner, it looks like.
Correct.
So, like, what's that about?
As you ask this, he finds something and draws this whip-thin, ivory-looking, same color as him, funnily enough. So gold-handled, like the gold wounds on him, ivory-bladed, whip-thin rapier, and just, like, swishes it through the air, looking, like, pleased with himself. He looks towards you and goes, I am the antithesis to their divine.
What does antithesis mean?
The opposite of.
Cool.
Opposed to.
Just speak in normal words. What's your problem?
These are normal words.
So you don't worship Tiamat?
He lets out this bellowing laugh, which, again, it's got that slightly, like, beautiful or musical quality of it that you're really not used to from Dragonborn. But he laughs and then goes, no, I am born of the enemy of Tiamat.
Ooh. I've heard about that. Isn't that the fucking god that died when she rose?
Who dat?
And he casts his eyes downward, makes a fist and places it over his heart, and just stares at the floor in a moment, and then is like, "The connection to my deity was indeed severed."
And
Oh,
I'll
I'm
look
sorry.
over to Luna and I'll go, yeah, we heard about that back in Waterdeep a few years ago. Some clerics went crazy over it.
Are you a
Oh,
cleric?
and
Croc, you, while this conversation is happening, are you searching that tent?
Yes.
You find demonic ritual books written in Abyssal. I don't know if that's a language that you speak, but they have some words, at least on the cover, in Orcish, which basically describe that these are pact books.
Like Warlock Pact?
Doesn't go into enough detail on the cover, and then the internals, as mentioned, are written in Abyssal.
No, that was clarification for me. Like, were you saying pact as in PACT?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think Croc is just gonna throw them onto the big fire in the middle of the camp.
Do I see him carrying or them carrying those books?
You do. You see Croc toss books onto the fire. You also see them not burn.
Uh,
I'll mage hand them out of the fire. If I wasn't
Okay.
busy in a tent.
They exist in the flames. Well, John, while this is happening, you are finding the orc stores of food, pelts, and lumber. So you have found their storehouse, and it is majority like dried meats that could last you a long while. There's lots of dried meats. There's lumber, and there is a chest in that very room, which is, again, it's got writing on it in Orcish, which I don't think you read, do you?
I do not read Orcish, no.
No, but you pop the lid, it's not even locked, filled with gold.
Oh,
of
An
course.
entire chest filled with gold.
I love that.
Ooh.
It'd be wonderful if I had anywhere to spend it.
But
I know, right?
Is John in a tent looting things, or is John getting things out of a fire?
John is in the tent looting things. He can get things out of the fire after he leaves this tent when he finished his search, because things are happening simultaneously right now.
Okay, do I notice that the first book doesn't burn?
You absolutely do.
Okay, well then I don't throw the others.
Mm-hmm. Night, you find what appears to be the laundry tent, and it does not smell good.
We'll burn this one first.
Oh,
Make me an intelligence check.
Hang on, my sheet's running away again.
The sheet's running away?
Right, yeah, so when you minimize the sheet, sometimes when you double click on it, it doesn't open, it just moves slightly.
Okay. With a 17 intelligence check, you realize if you did in fact burn this tent, it would smell like nasty
Worse.
orc undergarments for a long while.
also, it should probably burn the rest of the camp that we should probably use to rest.
Okay. So seeing the chest with Orcish and with gold in it,
Mhm.
knowing that Kruok speaks Orcish, John's gonna seek out Kruok.
As you seek
And
out
then-
Croc, Croc is in the big tent, and Croc, you see that there is a very weird. It's not a cage. There is like a wooden post that has very big, chunky manacles on it and a load of chains, currently unlocked with nothing in it, that you would believe to be where they force tied up this Tanaruk.
Yeah, that checks out. Is there anything else of interest in this tent?
There are some very luxurious sleeping pelts. So this appears to be like the leader's tent, but orcs live very Spartan lifestyles. Like there's not much in terms of like riches here, but in the sleeping pelt, you do find a sword.
Okay. Is it in a scabbard?
It is not.
Okay. I will. Yeah, I'll gather it up. I guess it's one of those things like I'll be walking outside just as like John's walking to get me, and we'll both like look at each other and be like, "Oh, it's you." Like you're the person I was looking for.
Yes.
Yeah, I found a chest full of gold with some orcish writing on it that I couldn't make out. What do you have there?
It's a sword. People use them to stab one another.
I more meant the books. I'm not too super interested in swords. I mean, I'll take a look at it in case anyone can use it, but
I mean, it's some sort of the writing on the front indicates that it seems to be some kind of orcish agreement, but the writing inside is a mystery to me.
maybe I know it. May I?
Well, I'll give you that, and I'll go have a look at your box.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
Didn't I let the moron or and crack things about it, or the other moron or Luna burned in this tent? I think we should kind of take it with us.
Yeah, I'll set up a ritual and identify the sword right here
Oh,
in front
yeah.
of the tent, so nobody can get in.
Croc just hands the sword to John, and then it's like looks around and is like, "There's a lot of tents. Where'd you find the box?"
He's gonna point over to where he found the box. Because
Oh,
I have
yeah.
no freaking.
Oh, that would be this tent. This is the supply tent.
Gotcha.
Okay. Crag's gonna walk in the direction of that, and as they do so, just like look over at Fren and be like, "Fren, you right?"
Oh,
Doing much better now that we survived that.
Okay, yeah. And Crag will just like gesture for them to come into the tent with them.
All right, Ren will move over and move into the tent.
also, friend, there's a dragonborn. Don't know if you knew.
I don't know what that is.
Ren seems very interested by that, but Croc just requested their presence, so now he's torn. But he's going to go check in with Croc first.
Has it been a minute since we have been out of combat?
Yes, you would have shrunk by now.
Cool. I've shrunk and I've gained a level of exhaustion because fun.
Oh, actually, I'm sure you would have shrunk before that because John's been teetering in and out of consciousness and might have let that go as soon as like you broke the manacles and maybe the dragonborn's legs.
I didn't break his
I think
leg.
he's okay.
I will offer Luna a high five and go there. Thanks for the help.
Thank you for killing stuff.
So, okay, yeah, sure, I'll tell you that. Though technically, Jean killed the bad thing.
Well,
Fuck
you
yeah!
came to our aid when needed, so
So the Dragonborn is going to look between Luna, the Knight, and Owl and say, "This is a rescue, right?"
No, we have no idea who the fuck you are. We just wanted supplies.
give us a reason to kill you, and it won't be. But if you want to go, go.
Or if you want to stay, John calls from 50 feet away.
Actually, who are you again?
The Varian.
The Varian. Right. But, like, why do orcs that follow the big white dragon that follows Tiamat have to do with you?
They don't like me.
Correct me if I'm wrong. They don't like anyone, but they don't keep prisoners either.
Rarely. I believe their intention was to attempt to corrupt me.
Corrupt you? Like,
Creatures like myself can become fallen when they turn from their intended path.
oh, so they were trying to make you like one of the paladins.
Something like that.
Forgive me
I'm
for
not a
asking, but
cleric.
why your scales like that?
I am not a cleric, he says to Luna, and then turns to Knight and goes, I am Azamar.
Fuck is anathema? As
I look at the other two like,
yeah.
I don't know. Have I had like tales of Asimar? Like,
Make me a religion check. This is absolutely a religious thing.
religion.
I know so much about religion.
I
I
can't
can't
see it on
even
my sheet.
find the
I'm having
check.
a moment. There it is.
You can make a religion check if you want, Al. Al, you've actually heard of these things. Surprise, surprise. Like, they're rare, but they are literally the opposite of a tiefling.
No, you're not. You don't have a halo or anything that makes you ASMR.
I have golden eyes and I bleed gold.
Halo? You mean like a celestial being?
Yeah, so like you know the demons that have the tieflings they call them.
They are not demons. They are part devils. Devils and demons are opposed.
Anyway, so here's the opposite of the have demon tiefling things.
Right.
Never met one though. I've been told stories about them. They're usually like super magical and powerful and shit. He was captured by a bunch of orcs.
So, how did you end up here?
That's what I asked.
I, after the fall of my deity, became lost. I was searching, looking for a way to redeem myself. I believed ridding the world of these orcs would redeem me. They proved too powerful.
Well,
That's
if you seek redemption, we're kind of trying to stop the whole eternal winter thing going on. So, sure, we already have 2 dragons in the party.
He frowns at you.
I'll point at the Godric and then at Vren as he enters the tent. Or exits at this point.
Yeah, so if we move over to the tent, what was Kroark wanting to talk to Vren about?
So Croc is like kind of a naive person. Doesn't really understand how emotions work. So Croc like kind of goes into the tent with Vren. What does the orcish writing on the chest say?
It is literally one word, and it is
Tithe.
gold.
Ah. Oh wow. That's Croc
Yeah.
just kind of like rolls their eyes a little bit.
Even less helpful, yeah.
Throws the chest open and just like takes a handful of gold and just offers it to Vren.
Yeah, he rather greedily takes a handful of it and goes, "Oh, this is a lot."
And Croc just like pets Vren on the shoulder and just kind of like, you did good.
Thank you.
Thank you. I mean, this is Croc's attempt to try and make Vren feel better.
Yeah, and some complex emotions comes over Vren's face because he does like gold, but he feels like he just got paid for services, which makes him feel dirty, and then he's just kind of like, "Ugh," and then like places the handful of gold into the bag of holding. Similarly, pats Kroark on the shoulder and goes, "Thank you. That was very kind."
Croc's like, we went together, we share the spoils together. That's
Absolutely.
Um, I'm not gonna lie, that was just kind of. I mean, that was mostly it.
Fair enough. Shall we go see who this mysterious dragon fellow is?
I suppose.
Okay.
And
Ren.
how big is this chest?
I have no idea how to describe volumetric dimensions. It is a fairly standard chest-sized chest.
Like
Chest
the size of
size.
an ottoman or the size of like a bread bin?
Twice the size of a bread bin.
Or the size of a Volkswagen.
It is not the size of a Volkswagen, not quite that big.
Okay, so it's going to be quite fucking heavy.
Or
Oh,
the size
yes.
of a car.
Anything else in this room, or just the?
There's the chest. There is a lot of dried meat, and there is lumber.
Oh yeah, the
That
dried meat.
seems to be what the orcs stock mostly.
Okay, dried meat and lumber is actually kind of helpful. Okay. Well, in that case, I think what Karak's going to do is they are going to go grab the horse,
Mhm.
lead the horse and cart like kind of around here,
Okay.
and I think the meat that's in here is already cured, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so we don't really need the salt. Well,
I
how
mean,
much meat?
Probably because it's an orc council, enough to fill that wheat barrel you had easily. So a decent amount of cured meat.
Okay. Well, I will just replace the space on the cart that the wheat barrel once filled with meat.
Are you going to contain this meat somehow, or are you just going to pile meat onto the cart?
I'm going to attempt to find a container.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, you have a container in the gold chest, but the orcs don't have many other containers around this place. I've got to say, it's mostly things are piled in piles or hung up.
Is the lumber just like unworked, like planks of lumber, or are there like lots of different?
It's lots of different. Like there's logs, there's sticks, there's a lot of it is shaped to be like axe hafts that haven't had heads attached yet.
Yeah.
Because there seems to be two uses for wood for them. It's for either burning or for axes.
Okay. With my wood covers tools, can I make a very simple impromptu box to store the meat in?
You can, yeah, you can give that an attempt.
What kind of wood carver's tool check would you like?
I believe that would be intelligence to figure that out.
Oh, that's
To do it
brilliant.
without like nails or such.
It's just a couple of dovetail joints. I'll be fine.
Yes, but the intelligence check is for Krog knowing what a dovetail joint is. And with a 15, I guess Krog does at least know the basics of a dovetail joint. You are able to create a well, you're able to start creating an impromptu box. It will take you some time, but what is the party planning to do here? Is everyone wanting to bed down and rest in this camp, or are you guys trying to pile back into the cart and move on?
I don't think it's a good idea to sleep here. I think we need to burn it down and go.
Listen. I already have a level of exhaustion. I've been beaten the fuck out of twice.
Well, get in the cart and have a nap.
Let me
Yeah,
look at
before we left, I wanted to identify the sword and then start reading through the books and but I don't think that we should bed down here.
But we killed all the orcs and the demon.
No, not
Not
all the
all of
orcs.
them.
Remember the raiding party of 12 that was sent scouting? We came across their tracks on our way here.
But I need to sleep. Like,
Yeah, we need sleep, but we can't stay here. The orcs will come back.
yes, but what if they chase us anyway, and then we have to find them?
Well, we just won't leave a trail behind, and they won't be able to follow us.
It's a heavy fucking cart. How are you gonna cover that trail?
Magic.
Ah, I just jump onto the cart and immediately start the short rest.
Okay. The Dragonborn seems to be like packing up, like looking for his old supplies. Like he's looking for like adventuring gear, like a bag, ball bearings, a rope, stuff like that. That he's all trying to secure into a backpack. He looks like he's like packing up to leave.
I'll look up for my ritual and be like, so, Devarian, where are you going next? What's your plan?
Avoid cities. Find food.
Well, there's lots of food here.
And he kind of looks to like Croc, like packing away the food, and is like, "It was rightfully won by you. I must find my own."
These
Okay.
forests have a lot of wildlife, so as long as you don't overhunt, which I'm sure that'd be hard for one person to do, you should be okay here.
Meanwhile, the guard Drake is still just eating an orc.
Brock is just gonna look at the Dragonborn and say, "You don't want to join us?"
I appreciate your help. I work best unseen. Which sounds ridiculous coming from a creature that is so obvious, being that they have like bright scales and golden horns and like are bleeding a golden colored liquid.
Okay. We're heading north. I hope we bump into you again. It's dangerous out here, especially for people that are alone.
Where are you heading?
I don't know what city or town it's nearby, but we found out what's creating these cold zones, and we're gonna go put a stop to it, or we're gonna try. It's north of the forest, anyhow.
Hmm. I see. With that, and like he was working through his pack, he's gonna like pull a scroll out of his pack, which just ends up being like a fairly big map, and open it up. And he's gonna try and share some landmarks with you guys if you would like to know what he knows.
Absolutely.
No, I
Croc will,
wouldn't.
Croc will come over and share some landmarks that they know in kind.
Okay, so let's I can move you guys over to the map. All right, so are you gonna show your map to him so he can share?
Croc has a borderline eidetic memory of maps, so they're just going to point things out.
Yes, but it's
Oh.
easier if there are maps to compare for him to show you stuff, if that makes
Gotcha.
sense. So,
Yeah, in that case, Croc will take it out and unfold it.
okay. In that case, he is going to identify this as the Neverwinter Wood, which you guys know. But there we go. There's that. Which obviously nearby there would be Neverwinter, which he's going to identify as there.
Yep.
He also shows you guys that there is a settlement on the road past Neverwinter Woods called Long Saddle. That you guys are heading up toward the Lurkwood, and that just past the Lurkwood is somewhere called Mirabar. He also says he's heard of Yartar. But when he talks about Yartar, he very much cautions you not to go there.
Cool.
I kind of want to go to Yata.
And then the final place that he can show you is called Nesme, which is one of the places that you know for a fact is one of the ritual sites with an elemental at it.
Grak is going to ask after Nesme and what he knows about it.
He knows it was a town or settlement. He's never been there himself. He just knows that it is now very dangerous to visit because it is dragon cult territory, and it is a hive for dragon cult territory. And we're talking dragon cult, not paladins, because the paladins did kind of take over, but there are still remnants of the dragon cult around that don't necessarily agree with that didn't merge into the paladin order or the militia order. So the dragon cult work for Tiamat technically, but some of them are still a bit uppity about the fact that they didn't manage to get dominion over the dragons. Like, they are now second-class citizens in the age that they have brought about, when they feel like they should be on top as they brought this age about. Like, there were promises made by Tiamat and their lot that the dragon cult are very angry about not being delivered on. So Nesme is very dragon cult-centric.
And they're sitting there like, I didn't think that the leopards would eat my face, said man who voted for the leopards eating face party.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But despite being disgruntled, there's a lot of sunk cost fallacy going on where they're like, no, we brought this about. We can still fix this. We just need to get control of a really powerful dragon, which usually ends up in them trying to get close to a really powerful dragon, which means they end up working for a really powerful dragon. So it's much of a muchness in terms of what it means for the world, but there is like a difference in the faction and into political stuff.
Is that what the Dragonborn's telling us?
That is indeed what the Dragonborn's telling us. It would just be much slower if I told you in his voice.
Yeah.
Can you tell us in his voice?
God, no. We've got 5 minutes until the end of the session.
Yes, I was going to say, there's 5 minutes to the end of the session. I wouldn't be able to tell you all of that stuff in that time in his incredibly slow plodding voice.
Oh, what do you mean? He talks like the fast talker person.
He talks like a Cyberman.
He does have a little bit of a sideman ring to him. In return, Krak will share the location of the ice elementals.
Excellent.
And also let him know that the Mere of Dead Men is where they are from.
Mm-hmm.
And say that it's safe up to a point. Like, if you need somewhere to hide, it's completely deserted. But just be careful of your intentions as you enter, and make sure that you you're good to the swamp, because it can get a little bit nasty.
And he translates to you that he's heard of the Mere of Dead Men, but there is a keep very near the Mere of Dead Men full of evil frogmen, so he's been avoiding the Mere of Dead Men.
Cool. I take it in my 3 years in the Mere, the frogmen never bothered me.
They never bothered you, but you have seen them about. They did try and get into the Mere a couple of times, but they mostly stuck to their keep and just they moved into the Mere a couple of times, found that there was nothing to hunt there, and just kind of ignored it ever since. It was just they didn't bother.
Yeah, well, Krak will relay that information back, just in a kind of like I understand, but if you need to hide, it's massive, it's deserted, and things, if they do come into it, they very rarely stay because of the lack of things. So if you have provisions, it's a good hideout.
Fair enough.
Do you
But that
know? Does he know, or in character, do you know how well guarded Long Saddle is?
very well guarded, like most paladin occupied settlements.
Yeah, but like 100 paladins or like 20 paladins, because both are very well guarded.
I have avoided it.
Matt.
He doesn't know.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, we're probably going to be dossing a bit in the Neverwinter Wood for a little bit longer, but I don't know what your plans are.
I wish you well, but should continue my quest.
Yeah.
And Al, he's going to try and approach you and shake your hand, as you are the man that freed him from his shackles.
I shake his hand, confused.
Yeah, he just gives you a nice firm handshake and a nod of respect. And at that, he is going to try and roll up his map and head on his way. He's not a huge talker. Like, he mostly just shared information with you, and now he's just going to try and, like, leave on his way.
Not the brilliant conversationalist that Vren is.
Indeed not.
Croc kind of rolls up their map and stows it.
Before we leave, I'd like to do a very awkward drawing of the symbol on my shoulder, which is like the thorn symbol from back at the Waterdeep. Just carve it out on one of the tents, so when the orcs come back, they say it. It's probably not gonna look very good because Al isn't an artist, but it's like paying homage to his old squad.
Yeah, make me a dexterity check. Just flat, untrained dexterity.
Sure. 3.
Yes.
It is unrecognizable even to you, Al.
Carving it into a tent?
Yeah, so
It's just gonna fall apart.
yeah, what Al manages to do is like carve into the tent and just make a tattered tangle.
You know what? Both in and out of character, I did not think this through very well.
Live by the 6 int, fail by the 6 int.
And then I guess we burn the blaze down. Good job.
Well,
Al.
I'd like to
Croc is
finish my
gonna.
ritual
Yeah, while John is finishing his ritual,
before
Croc
you
is
set
gonna, like,
anything on fire.
while John is finishing his ritual, Croc is gonna collapse that northernmost tent
Hmm.
and pack it up on the wagon.
It is large enough that if you pack up that tent, you could probably all stay in it.
That was my thinking. Yeah.
And
you-
keep the shackles. There might be something special about them.
The shackles that the Tanaruk was bound in?
Yeah.
They are chained to the post that the Tanaruk was bound in.
Oh, that's not part of the tent apparatus?
No, the tent was constructed around this thing, which is staked into the ground pretty deep.
If you can prove there's something cool about them, I'll gladly try and rip them. Wait, if they're cool, I can't rip them off. Never mind.
And yeah, Croc's gonna pack up those nice furs as well.
Okay.
Oh, we didn't find any tools, did we? This whole encampment. No cook's tools, artisan tools, blacksmith
No,
tools.
not really big on tools, orcs. But what you did get with that tent is a very decent, sturdy tent and a lot of very warm, luxurious furs that will make it easier to sleep at night without needing a fire.
Did any of the orcs have studded leather armor by chance?
Do you want to make an investigation check, Al?
Sure.
I'll give him
Yeah,
a hand.
nothing could go wrong. There we go. 5.
No, none of the orcs had studded leather armor.
Did I send my owl to search for studded leather?
Sure, if you would like.
Let me see. Investigation is intelligence, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is at -4.
Wow, even worse. Even worse now. Yeah.
So, your owl doesn't believe that studded leather armor exists.
I mean, yeah, I suppose like Krog is just going to go into every single tent and just see if there was anything. Like, before we burn this thing, just make sure that we're not missing anything.
Yeah.
Do you also want to make an investigation check?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Just want Al to have armor.
Can I go in the tent after Croc on every single tent?
Yes, you can also make me an investigation check.
Yeah.
Can we just roll
Croc-
until we succeed?
No. Everyone gets one roll, and then that's it. If no one found it, then it's not there.
My God. You know-
Just doesn't
I'll-
exist, does it?
I'll look when the ritual's over.
Brock, you find a load of orc supplies. The knight, you can't even find your own fucking daggers that you threw earlier in the fight, and it's really annoying you. You've lost one of them, and you spent the entire time searching for it. Luna, you find a stack of assorted bullshit in one of these tents that after a couple of minutes of searching, you realize is the orc loot pile, where they have stolen things from other adventurers or whatnot. In that pile, you do find a set of studded leather armor.
Fuck, Luna MVP.
And that's all I find. There's nothing shiny there.
There are several shiny things there. You find a flute, just an entire metal flute.
I'm taking that.
You find some silken rope, and you find a lot of not vials, but like canteens of oil that can be used to burn in lanterns or just burn in general. And then you find this strange little bag full of very fragrant smelling stuff. It could be incense, or it could just be flower petals like potpourri.
Taking that.
Marijuana?
Pupuri.
I'm taking the flute and the herbs.
Okay, you take the flute and the herbs.
Are you-
There's also a couple of like randomly assorted weapons throughout. There are some daggers and some short swords. Generally, weapons that orcs do not favor.
I leave the tent and I'm like, there's nothing else interesting over here.
Please tell me you're telling me about the fucking leather armor. Please.
So you
Did
take
you make
the
it
flute.
clear to anybody that you're looking for that?
Fucking ages ago, yes.
Since the beginning of the campaign.
In character?
Yeah, like every session.
Do I know what studded leather armor looks like?
Make me an intelligence check.
Oh my god.
Yeah, absolutely, even with a 10.
There's something in there that might be what you're looking for, Al. But I'm not sure.
I'll go take a look.
Okay, Al, you find studded leather armor, except this doesn't look like brown leather armor like you would expect. This is a black leather vest with white fur around the collar with studs all over it, and then 2 bracers that have that are black leather that go around your wrists, all with metal studs around them.
Pimp vest.
Okay, so I have no idea what you just said. So translate that in normal fucking language.
I believe I just did.
I mean, that was literally as basic as you can get.
So I
So
literally
it's like
don't know how
fluffy
to
leather?
No, okay, so black leather vest jacket,
Oh, okay.
big fluffy furred collar, but just the collar, like around the back of your neck and down to the collar, there is white fur coming out of.
Fluffy.
There's no arms on the jacket, but there are 2 like wrist bracer things that go around your wrist. Again, loops of black leather with studs all the way around them.
What the fuck does studs mean?
Studs are
Studded
literally
leather.
The thing in studded leather armor.
There's
yeah.
no-
I see a word, I see AC, I don't think past that.
okay. They are metal. Okay. Have you ever seen guys that are in like rocker gear and have like random pieces of metal in their
They got little
clothing.
metal
Tho-
buttons on them, basically.
got it.
yeah, those are studs.
You're saying it's studded leather armor, but cooler.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's literally the coolest studded leather armor you've ever seen.
Awesome.
It's great and all, Al, but it doesn't have any pockets on it.
I wear my jacket on top of the fucking leather armor.
Will it fit?
It's my jacket. Yes.
Here's the annoying thing: it would actually be easier to wear the jacket under this armor because of the big puffy collar.
Wait, but it has no the armor has no sleeves, right?
No sleeves. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. So I'll
I
wear
look over Owl's shoulder, right, and I go, "Oh, I could totally wear this," and I take it out.
Hey!
I don't. I'm pulling your leg.
Actually, we do have a problem with pockets. So I understand you're saying it would be easier, but is it possible to wear this little jacket on top?
You could. After patting it down, you notice there are no outside pockets, but there are 2 inside pockets in the breast.
That's cool, but doesn't fix the problem.
Fair enough.
So I'll stuff the fucking jacket on top of it.
Mm-hmm. The jacket is very puffed up around the collar now because of the warm furs, which do keep your neck lovely and warm.
There we go. Problem solved.
I guess we can move a pocket to the outside.
How?
I don't know, sew it.
Sure, you can do that. Go ahead. I don't know.
Well, someone's got to cut it off first. Okay. Where did you put it? Is it in your pack?
I wore it.
Yeah, he put it on immediately, I think.
Oh my god. Can I climb inside of it and, like, while inside the leather, take my dagger out and try to cut the pocket on the inside off?
Okay. So there's a couple ways you could do this. You can cut the pocket so you're cutting from the inside to the outside, so the pocket would be open from both the inside and the outside, or you can try and cut the pocket off on the inside.
I want just the inside. I don't want to ruin the integrity of it. I just want to cut the cloth that is creating the pocket on the inside.
Yes, you can absolutely do that.
Is that sleight of hand?
That there's no roll required on that. You
Okay.
would just take your time with it and you would get it done.
However long that takes.
All right, you have cut off a fabric cloth pocket from the inside of the thing. It's actually constructed of the same leather as the outside of the thing. Someone just used scraps of leftover leather to make the inside pockets.
I zip out of it with the piece. Now we just need needle and thread.
Can John just stick it on with his fixie thing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll be with you guys as soon as I finish this ritual up.
Ren lifts a finger and is like, that's not actually how mending works. It could only mend it back to the inside where it was originally removed from. But, and he reaches into his bag of holding and he's got some sewing needles and a spool of thread and a big needle. It's like, I could fix it for you.
Go ahead. I'll present myself while wearing the armor. What do you?
It would be so much easier if you take it off.
It would be so much
That's-
funnier if you did it while it was on. I hand him the pocket slice.
And Ren looks worried and is like, you realize I could sew this onto his flesh accidentally.
I think I'm doing some good.
It'll be fine.
I'll take off the armor.
I'll give it a shot if that's what you want.
No, I take over the armor and give it to him.
Okay. And he's gonna just perch himself on the side of the cart and start sewing this. It takes him a few minutes. but it's not that bad. But I think John's ritual would finish first. So, John, you're identifying the sword.
Yes.
Okay. This is a
It's
very weird one.
non-magical. It's not
You f-
magical.
You finish your identify spell. This is not a sword.
What?
This is a useful object. While grasping this object, you think of an object with a gold price of less than 10 gold, it becomes that object.
Oh.
So someone thought, I need a sword while holding this thing, and it became a sword.
Okay. So, what are the limitations? So, like, if I think about like a sewing kit, does it turn into a whole kit?
It turns into the needle, not the thread.
Okay. Huh. Well, this is very interesting.
But if you were to think of a toolkit like that had a gold price of less than 10 gold, it could turn into that.
Yeah.
Or just
Like,
like a crowbar or something like that.
Cook's utensils, 1 gold. That's one that I was looking up earlier.
Yep, it could turn into cook's utensils.
Fuck.
It's a
Alright.
weird one, because when I say cook's utensils, it would become each utensil you need at a time. So it could never be 2 utensils, but say you needed a ladle and then you needed a knife, it would go from ladle to knife as you needed it.
Okay. So, it's one object that can morph into any single object less
Yep.
than 10 gold. It does
It-
replicate. Okay, yeah. I'm
It's
with
a fairly minor enchantment, but it's a very skilled practitioner that made this. So low-level magic executed very, very well. It is literally called the useful object.
it. The useful object.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Right, so on that revelation, Vren gets the stitching on the jacket done. Although he's going to ask you, Luna, do you want the inside of the pocket padded, or do you just want it as is?
What do you mean padded?
Well, I can line it with like cotton or something soft, so that when you go to sleep in it, it's nice and comfortable.
You have cotton?
He reaches into his bag of holding and takes out like a couple of pieces of fabric that are not really big enough to do anything with, but for lining a pocket would be perfect. Take your pick.
If it wouldn't make the pocket too small?
Right, so you want thin, but...
I need to be able to fit in it.
Yes, you do. And he starts taking pieces of fabric up and like measuring them against you. And then goes, okay, I think I've got something. I can make it nice and padded without making it too small. And he sews the pocket together with just like a little bit of padding in, so it's like got just like a nice fur blanket inlining, but nothing too thick.
Perfect.
And then he presents it back to Al.
I'm gonna jump in it.
I wear it.
And it is a it's a very leathery jacket, so it smells of animal, but not in a like a disgusting way. It just smells of like farmyard animal.
What, didn't we find like perfume or incense or whatever the fuck it was called?
Luna found some nice smelling stuff, but I don't know that she told anyone about it.
Okay, fair.
That said, though, again, not having taken a break because the middle of the session went straight through combat, we should probably end there, as it is now 15 minutes past 10.